A lot of the calls that we respond to are involving people with mental illnesses. The crisis intervention training is a little bit different philosophy of dealing with people who are mentally ill in crisis, in using time, space, and distance, assessing a situation. It involves teaching officers to respond instead of react to a situation. And the goal is to reduce use of force. It's not to put officers in more harm. It's always officer safety, public safety, but then it teaches officers to recognize various mental illnesses, developmental disabilities, and how to more effectively respond and communicate with people who have disabilities.
The first thing when you get the call on the screen, you find out the information that dispatch gave you, and you go from there forming a plan of how to go in there and talk to this person. It's like yesterday with the person we dealt with. He was planning on taking drugs while he was in the tub and passing out and drowning. Well, once we got there, he wasn't very talkative, and I was having to talk to him and use a lot of active listening and to draw him out and get him to tell me what was happening, and was able to talk him into doing a self-committal down at Marion, and we drove him down there. A lot of it is showing a lot of empathy towards their situation.
That's what we do in law enforcement. We're communicators. We come in and de-escalate situations. Since a lot of our calls involve people who are mentally ill, it's important for officers to have necessary training on how to effectively respond and assist those people.
Someone called about you and they were concerned. What's your name? Dave? Why don't you sit up for me, Dave? You got any weapons on you at all?
No.
Knives, anything? No?
You always have to be safe as an officer, but if you have the time and you have the ability to slow things down and to assess a situation so you can thoughtfully respond instead of react, that's the best course of action you can take.
Is this where you're living?
Yeah, good enough.
How long have you been here? You don't have any family in the area?
Found somebody better, so.
I'm sorry about that. It's hard to deal with.
So just having that knowledge and putting yourself in their shoes, it might have you and handle a situation differently. Our goal is to reduce those calls by trying to divert some of those cases so people can get into permanent help. So hopefully they get the necessary treatment they need.
Have you talked to anybody about this? Have you thought about going to the hospital and talking to counselors there or anything? Well, I'd like to get you some help, and I was thinking maybe we can go to the hospital and there's people there that are more trained than I am to talk to you. No, this is totally voluntary. Not under arrest, we just want to get you some help. And the good thing about the class is we also have our psychologists that are on our team that help teach the class, and they give the clinical background of each disease, what to look for, what not to look for.
We're out there to protect and serve people. As part of the public deserves to have respect, dignity. So a lot of the training also involves, this stigma reduction and reminding officers it's okay to have compassion. A lot of us got into law enforcement in the first place because we wanted to help people and make a difference. And so this is a really great program because it has all those components.